Okay. So we had a trade here. The first trade we're trading, November 24th. I already traded this, but I recorded it wrong. But basically, so the thing I was talking about is, so we were coming across here like this. It looked like a little bit of a range, and once it broke out of here, this range, you could tell a lot of people were going to start selling here, and so we had a swing low first entry and the second entry right there. So we ended up buying here, but then I noticed something. These lows got tested a lot. We were still in the trade, and so since people saw this resistance, people started buying, thinking we were going to come back to the top, and that made the market reverse right there. And then here I took another trade. We had a swing high first entry, second entry. I just saw the pattern and I took it, and instantly I knew, even as I placed the order, that this one was not going to work out, because everybody's selling here and we sold here. It's obvious, like after this you don't want to be selling after that breakup, because now everybody's selling, trying to get back to the other side here. So we gotta really, if you gotta go with 10% of people think or know the market's going, 90% of people think it's gonna keep on going down. So you don't want to be selling, because everybody's gonna be selling this thing. So here we got this spike here, and now it might get a little bit congested, because now people are debating, is it going to keep going up, is it going to keep going down? But if we get a move down, we're going to be convinced, especially if it breaks below this, that we're going to the other side, and that could push back the market back up. And if people think it's going to come back to the highs, it's going to start reversing, it just goes against what 90% of people think is going to happen. So here looks like we might have another setup if it keeps pushing higher. Pushed higher. So now it's hard to think of what 90% of people are thinking. Let's go ahead and draw a trend line, see if that can help some way. So we just had a break. We're suspecting a new low. So you could possibly be selling here. So it looks like people might be buying and trying to get back over here. So maybe selling here is probably the best idea. But let's go ahead and see what happens if we use our strategy. Just because it looks like the market's pushing up, and hold on. Okay, place an order on the non-obvious. Might have to move it here or not. Yep, maybe, yeah. So we're not going to enter this trade. Two big reasons, and now it makes a lot more sense on why we don't take trades that look like this. As you can see, you could pause the video if you want, but watch what's going to happen. It's going to pull down and come straight down. We don't know that for sure, but we just don't like the trade, because now it's convincing everybody the market's going to come back and test these highs. That's what is convincing everybody. Everybody who's short here, who has their stop up here, are getting a little worried, and once it does a little pull down, people are going to start exiting. And now people are getting their hearts are beating. Wow, look at this thing pushing. So they're going to exit, and it's just going to keep going down. It might do a little pull up and then keep going down, but we'll see. We also have to think about what market chasers are doing. So now everybody's going to be buying here. And this is going to be, as soon as this pulls down, people are going to exit. All these people are exiting. It's going to push the market up a little. There's going to be a lot of consolidation here, because everybody who has their stop here are exiting here. People who are holding on, who are trying to stop everybody out here. So it's going to consolidate a little bit. So once it breaks down to a direction, people are going to get real emotional, and we have to capitalize on it. And there it goes. So let's see what happens. People are going to end up buying here, and it might shoot the market out in the other direction. Did a little bit. Not that. All right, we got a second entry on this guy. Actually, no, we're gonna skip that guy. So prices might come back down. Let's pause here. Let's think about that. Got second entry, swing low first entry, second entry on the MES, a little bit on the ES, but not really. So let's think about what happens here. People had their stops here. Market was coming down. People exited. People who left their stops here got stopped out. And people started buying here, trying to stop, and that pushed the market out in the other direction, with all those people getting stopped out and all those people trying to buy also getting stopped out, having the orders here. So that shot down this way. Everybody who went long there exited, and that pushed the market back this way, I believe. But now we have to think about who is where and what are they doing, or the 90% at least. At this point, we have a strong trend up. That's one thing we know for sure, obviously. So we can suspect that everybody's probably trying to sell here. I've noticed that when you get the push out, people like to sell back into the trend, like a failed breakout sort of thing. So that's probably what happened here as well. The 10% got their scalp, obviously. And so we have to think about what's going to happen here. I think enough people are going to be selling here for us to buy. So let's go ahead and put our order in to buy. Actually, it's 25. Yeah. We buy here. The swing low, first entry, second entry. Let's go ahead and see if we get filled. So this one's going to be interesting. Hopefully this teaches us something. I think enough people are going to be selling because it's a lower high. I think 98% of people are trying to sell this thing. Yeah, I'm going to firmly say that. And let's see what happens here. So I just 8x'd it. See? 10x, 15x, 20x, and we got the scalp. Yeah, nice. So we were right. Just the way the ES looks after a bar like that in the correction, in the failed attempt to break higher there, I think a lot of people were going to be selling. People got really emotional. Especially the people that got stopped out, they saw that and wanted to sell, so they put the order again, trying to get in. The market gets real emotional. Gets emotional. Why is that so funny to me? Because especially with these big moves like that, because imagine you had your sell stop and it comes down here, you're ready to exit the trade. Okay, maybe a little bit more and I'll exit, I'll buy right here and just get my profit, and then it doesn't move like this. Like, what would you feel? And then you probably exit right here. Or if you're really just trying to hold on to the very, thinking it's going to keep going, and it stops you out, and then a move like that, what do? You think emotionally, all right, it does this, all right, it can't go any higher, let's sell here. Or people are going to keep selling this thing all the way. Everybody who sold here, I think, are going to keep on trying to sell this thing, trying to push the market back in this direction. And I think that might just end up pushing the market up. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So I'm really just trying to go back to when I first created this. So when I started day trading live, I only traded what was based on the ES. So here we don't have a second entry, but here we do. And so when I first created it, I would take this, be like, oh yeah, that's a second entry, because in max strategy, that's technically a second entry. Obviously it's not here, but I noticed that when I created the strategy, it worked really well if you were just trading off the MES, because it has second entries here that you just don't see, and I don't know, it just worked out magically. And I'm just probably some huge psychology thing that's behind it on why it works out so well. But not necessarily using the ES to say, oh yeah, there's a second entry there, you can go long, or blah 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 blah. Just going off the MES and trying to really put psychology and human thinking, human nature behind every single trade. We have to think about what are traders thinking here. So now here, obviously everybody's buying. because you have a strong the strong trends up like this. You have that and that. So once seeing that, you be foolish. Everybody's thinking selling here is just crazy because of those huge moves up. So everybody's gonna end up trying to buy here, and it's gonna push the market into the other direction. Let's see if what happens actually. So here we're at 10 minutes now. Good thing we're uploading to YouTube and not Instagram anymore. And here it comes. And if it breaks below here, it's oh, that's the second entry. Let's figure out what we want to do. Wow, it doesn't look anything like that on the yes. So this is gonna be an interesting one. Let's figure this out. Everybody's gonna be selling here. I thought about it for about literally 2 seconds and instantly saw these moves here. And after 2 moves like that, everybody's going to be selling. No one's going to be buying. The 10% are going to be buying. So we're going to stay out of this trade because the second entry long might actually work out here. Okay, let's see. And there it goes. Second entry long works out. Let's go. All right, let's think about what's going on now. So everybody who went short here just got stopped out again, and now they're going to be buying. Everybody's going to be buying. The people are tired of getting stopped out. So yeah, everybody's going to be buying. Actually, what I think I said is probably not exactly true, just because people are going to keep selling the market as long as we're in this area here. In this particular area from here to here. Hold on. Yeah, so as long as we're in this area, check this out. Oh, look at that. Love NT8. So as long as we're like in this general area, maybe even way up here, people are gonna be selling this at least up to here until we start really pushing up, and then maybe it might come down. But yeah, so here comes everybody sells. So everybody's gonna be selling here. This might be actually a really good place to buy. I almost want to give it a shot. No, we're just gonna stay out of it. Here's that second entry long. Watch this work out really well. Let's go. Called it. Called it. That's why you stay out of that. Stay out of those trades. But now everybody's buying here, so selling might be a good option now. It's getting real consolidated. Let's see what everybody's thinking. We had a trend down, so after this, people who went short here. Oh, look. So everybody's gonna be buying here. So let's figure out what's gonna happen. We have a second entry short here. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna pull back far enough. So just by looking at this, I think everybody's gonna be selling here. Once it makes a correction here, I think everybody's gonna sell. Because after a move like that, everybody is after a spike like that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and enter this trade on a buy. So let's see if we can prove ourselves right. So a lot of people are buying here, but 90% of people, as soon as they start to see that correction, they're gonna start selling. So let's just go to 50. Remember what we said, people are going to try to sell back into this thing. So let's see if we ever get filled on this. We just got filled on the order. Here comes everybody trying to sell this thing. Let's see what happens. So this is something we say not to trade, but since we know about these peaks and kind of what they do. Oh, come on. Let's go. So yeah, everybody's going to be selling this thing all the way back, trying to get back into here. And after a spike like that, people aren't convinced that this is an uptrend yet. People think it's a spike up and are suspecting a correction. So that's why this one works out really well. We probably won't even get stopped out here on this runner. Let's see. Let's go. It doesn't even give you the opportunity to be like, wait, why are we negative? Did we place the order in the wrong spot? We get stopped out. Oh, we got stopped out here. And here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now everybody's waiting to buy. Not necessarily everybody's buying. Everybody's waiting for a correction to buy. A little pullback so everybody can enter. And it's just a two-legged correction or something like that. But I have a feeling it's just going to keep on pushing up. So let's see what happens here. Alright, looking at this, it looks like people are not convinced that this market's going to push on down. So everybody's going to be buying here. We also have this trend here. I haven't really found a way. Whoa, what is going on? Go back here. So actually at this point now, we want to be selling. Because now everybody is convinced this market's just going to keep pushing up. People are sick and tired of this market. Why are you pushing up? Why are you not giving me an entry here? We had a second entry. I didn't even notice that actually. Swing high, first entry, second entry. I didn't even notice this. Hold on. Yeah, we wouldn't want to be selling here just because, or not at this point at least, because this is still too early in the game. That's the first time that does that since like this breakout. So ever since this breakout, you start having that. People are going to be selling this. And yeah. So, but now people are sick and tired of this market. No one's really, people are going to be selling this regardless. But we have to find a point where it convinces everybody that this market is just going to keep pushing up. Might as well just put my trade in so I can buy, and that's where we sell. So we might get a second entry here. Look at this now. People are sick and tired of this market. People are going to find it somewhere to try and short this. People are going to keep shorting this for these little like correction things, but for the most part, people are waiting for like a second entry to buy. And here it is. Okay, now people are gonna be entering here. Everybody's gonna be going long here. So we're gonna go ahead and do this guy here. This may not work out actually, just because I'm a little worried about these big moves here. It's a little bit too big of a move to maybe convince people that prices are reversing. It's a little bit of an overshoot. Prices might come back and test here. So let's see what happens. So once again, people are sick and tired of seeing this this crazy uptrend that's been going up. We had the overshoot, so we probably suspecting a new high here, which is a little nerve-wracking. But I think enough people are going to see this second entry and enter it. So we're entering on a obvious one ticker. Let's go ahead and just 10x this. That's if it ever fails us here. Oh, wait, pause. Okay. Let's go ahead. Just got filled on the order. Maybe a non-obvious 4 ticker would have worked a little bit better. Actually, probably would have worked. Probably was an unobvious entry would be right here, and you would have been entered in the trade, and you would have got the scalp right there. Oh, we get it anyway. Ooh, so yeah, probably an not too obvious, but obvious works out as well. Nice. So a lot of people were waiting for that moment to happen, and they finally got it, and then they get stopped out. So now everybody's gonna. I'm actually starting to recall what happens here. I think it keeps pushing the other way, but we're gonna try our best to forget that and just try to read the price action and see what human emotions are going through as people start to take trade and get stopped out and stuff. The 90% is what we're taking advantage of. Okay, let's see. So, all right, some time has passed. Gonna go to my brother's place for Thanksgiving. Today's Thanksgiving, so the market was closed today. Didn't really live live either way, but here I just wanted to mention we had this like double bottom thing going on, and just don't want to enter in that, especially here, especially since the ES triggers on this bar right here. Actually, it doesn't trigger here, so we're just staying out of that. Something I got to get used to, which is not just looking for patterns, just waiting for a pattern to show up. We have to really think about every single move. What are traders thinking? What's going on? So here, I would imagine everybody is buying because of that move right there. So selling here is probably the better bet. Yeah, so we're gonna look for sell here because I feel like no one's picking tops here. There are obviously a ton of people are picking tops, but this is not convincing enough, especially with something like this right here. When you have something like that, it just looks like a strong uptrend, and it doesn't really look like it's gonna correct. So here we're looking to sell. So we have a swing high here. Hopefully we can find somewhere to sell. Actually, now it's starting to look like prices might reverse on a double top. So buying here might not be a bad idea. So yeah, now we're gonna be looking to buy. Oh, I don't know if I was clicking that right. might have been out of sync talking when I wasn't recording. But here we had a swing high, that strong leg down, and now probably gonna get a second entry going long here. Selling, I wouldn't sell just because of that double top here. I would wait to buy. Nope, it's not a double top anymore. Let's see if we could figure out what's going on here. So a ton of people got stopped out. Prices are probably gonna. Prices look like it has convinced everybody this is just this is immovable, unstoppable object. So here we're gonna actually look to sell here. So swing high first entry, we're gonna sell here. If we get an entry, of course. Am I talking too long? I think I am. Here's the second entry long. So we're taking this as a non-obvious just because of this crazy move like that. But I think a lot of people are going to be buying here just because it looks like an unstoppable object. So we're doing it as a non-obvious. I just have it there just because. And something I do often is that if the bar is still forming, but it's on its lows, I'll just go ahead and place the order there anyway, just so that we have a better entry or a better line in spot. Spot in line. A lot better line in spot, jeez. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this. So yeah, it doesn't tick higher. So 25 would be the entry. Now it looks like, no, I think everybody's still buying here. So taking this as an unobvious is still a good option, I believe. I don't think it's going to push back up. Then again, I could be very, very wrong. Let's slow down time here. Oof. Okay. Entries at 75 now. I got another monitor here. I manage it because it's a little bit closer. Zoomed in. Alright, now it's 1 o'clock in this day. Let's see what goes on. Here comes all the longs. Everybody trying to go. Oh, whoa, what? Really? Really? That's actually surprising to me. People are actually selling this? That's the confusing part to me. Like, I wouldn't sell this ever at any point. But obviously we did sell it, but that's because of our strategy. But really, people sold? That's so interesting to me. You know what? The reason why is because of this spike here. I think we kind of read it wrong. So here we have this strong trend. Now what happens when you see that trend? What do people do? A lot of people start hopping on, waiting for the correction. There it is. And here comes everybody buying. All those people have their stops here. And once it starts coming and look closer and closer, people are exiting their trades. And once you get this little thing going, people are gonna either put the orders in, or everybody who was selling here are exiting. Man, I'm really curious to see what happens. I have a feeling it's gonna keep pushing down though. We got stopped out by the tick, bro. By the tick. Man. See, and the thing that was running through my head as well, these are pretty big bars. When you zoom out like this, look how the lines, these prices are marked at 2 points. And this is kind of a volatile day. One bar on average is 2 points long. So you just nah. Man, that's just unlucky, dude. Maybe it looked different live, but let's see how it looks on the ES. This is the ES over here, but I have the bigger one over here. So same entry would be 75. Does it come all the way up? So on a non-obvious, that's yeah, to the tick. You would have got stopped out. To the tick. Boy. So we were right, but just that strategy was, we were just unlucky there. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that loss. Out of all the losses that we took, I'm okay with that. These other ones here, these ones were our fault. Yeah, these ones was our fault. This one would have worked on a non-obvious. Yeah, I don't know why I went for an obvious here. This is a clear unobvious. There's a strong downtrend, but we're in these lows, so people are buying their way back up. So a non-obvious would have worked easily here, I believe. Let's see, 50. Your entrance would have been right here, and you would have to make it back to right here. And yeah, that would have worked. All right. I'll be back.